The pressure is on. It's feeding time. And we're hungry. Trust me. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. And one of my absolute favorite publishers on God's green earth is a publisher called Lividian Publications. And there are a few that I really love and some great people that run these publishers. Publishers like Fantasia Press, like Earthling Publications, like Lividian, like SST Publications, Suntup Editions, to name a few that I truly love. And Brian James Freeman, the fella that owns Lividian Publications, has a Patreon deal. Patreon, whatever, a Patreon something that you can become a member of or a patron. I don't know. Well, a while back I was able to finally get to the Lividian Publications limited edition tier on the Patreon. A certain number of spots opened up and I jumped in. And it's been a very rewarding situation for me. Very rewarding. And I recently showed you a bunch of ARCs, advanced review copies, that I got out of that deal. And one of them was The Haunted by Bentley Little. I showed you the ARCs. I showed you this one right here. Great, fantastic looking thing. Well, as part of that tier, you also get the limited editions, the numbered editions, signed, numbered, of all the stuff that Lividian publishes during the course of that time where you are a member, where I am a member. And the friendly neighborhood mail lady has hooked a brother up, and the package was in the box. Her package was in my, I got mail today. And it's here, and let's open it up and take a look. I think this is The Haunted from author Bentley Little, the poet laureate of horror, according to Stephen King. But I'm going to show you there are ways that things are done. And Lividian Publications always does a fantastic job of packaging their books so that they're delivered in great shape, great condition. And this is something a little bit different than the norm. Normally you get a form-fitted foam with a lid and all that stuff inside the box. But here, I've got a box inside a box. It's exciting when things go a little bit differently. But I got to figure out how to get the box out of the box. But let's learn together. So I've got a box, and the box has a sticker that says number 56 on it. And there's a bunch of books that are right now in the pipeline, flashing a knife around like it's a toy, that are in the pipeline from Lividian Publications. And if you follow Brian James Freeman's newsletter, there's been some complications, some issues. And some of these books that he's had printed, when somehow during the shipping process, the dust jackets were damaged. And so, of course, he had to print new dust jackets because he ain't going to send out crap. He's a good guy, a good publisher, does things the right way. So had to get some dust jackets printed, and they had quite a few, several books anyway, that are ready to roll, except for dust jackets. And the way I understand it was the copies of The Haunted, limited edition, were not damaged, so he's sending those out now instead of making people wait so they can get 2 or 3 books all in a row, which would have been probably a whole lot more economical and easier for the publisher. He's sending out what he's got now, and when the other stuff comes in, we're getting that stuff too. So taking care of the customer is, the proof is in the pudding. And depending on what kind of pudding you like, that's where the proof will be. But the proof is in the pudding. It's taking care of customers. And you can see form-fitted foam inside a box with a foam lid and bubble wrap mailers. Sometimes things don't go the way you plan, but if you do things the right way, customers get stuff delivered the right way, and you do a great business. But he sent The Haunted out, And let's take a look and see some of the things that make Lividian publications special. Better in some ways than others, and everybody's got their own spots, their own niches, the things that they're great at. But let's take a look at Lividian. Now, this book, the retail price for this is $125. And what do you get for $125 from a Lividian Publications limited edition, aka AKA. I learned cursive in second grade. Numbered edition, limited edition / numbered edition. And let's just take a look at all this stuff here. This slipcase, feel it, the tactileness. It's a weird texture. Weird as in, I can't describe what it is. It looks like a type of faux leather, but it feels like rubber. I don't know. What is it? I don't know, but it's awesome because it feels great and it looks great. And you get this foil stamping of a house. And The Haunted, I've read Bentley Little's, which one did I read Bentley Little's? Dang, I read Bentley Little's, is right over here. Where is it? What is it? The Star. Okay, I read The Star. I read that book, and I haven't read The Haunted, and I need to. The store left me feeling like I needed to read more from the author. And The Haunted now is in the house, and I've got this beautiful limited edition from Lividian Publications. So there's our slipcase. See how thick it is? Look how thick that is. And then the window, I showed you the stamping, but also the window that's die cut into the cover, and you can see the outer material folds around the edges of this window, so it's just not a rough cut rectangle in the case. And then you can see how thick it is. But on the spine, a lot of people, I'm not one, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'll let you feel like you're not wrong, but they put these books on the shelf the wrong way. Just kidding. Your books, your shelf, do it however you want to do it. Fine with me. Not judging you. Don't judge me. I don't know what that all means. But for those of you who like to put your books on the shelf so that the spine of the book faces inward to protect it from UV or dust or whatever it is that you're concerned with, Lividian Publications is got the hookup, has hooked you up, because here you get the fancy text, script, font, whatever you'd call this stuff on the spine, looking great. The hot foil stamping, the title, the author, and the publisher logo right there, so it'll look good on your shelf or how it'll look on my shelf. But let's take this out, and you can see the inner workings maybe of this slipcase. It looks so good. It's great stuff. Glad to be on the train here. But the artwork, our artiste, let's see, who was our artiste for this one? This one is jacket artwork by Dirk Berger, jacket designed by Desert Isle Design LLC. But let's look at Dirk Berger's dust jacket artwork here. And Dirk Berger is one of the greats. I've got quite a few Dirk Berger illustrated books in the collection from a variety of authors and multiple publishers. But that's our dust jacket artwork. It just looks fantastic, and I'll take that off in a second. But one of the things Lividian is doing now is giving these custom book specific, if I could be more specific, bookmarks that are illustrated on both sides and numbered, in this case numbered 56, to match my book, number 56, Lawrence Taylor, if you will. Let me take off this dust jacket and show you it all stretched out, and then I'll show you the book. There is Bentley Little, our famous author here, and there's the stretched out dust. Hello, Wilson. Dust jacket artwork. It looks so good. It looks so nice, man. When you can get me books that are high quality that look so nice, that's something special. And just a little bit about the story, because I haven't read it, and we'll show you a little bit more. This right here on the inside dust jacket flap. So if you don't want to hear what the book, the synopsis, cover your ears, and I'll show you with my eyes when to resume. Julian and Claire Perry and their two children, Megan and James, have made the move to a bigger, nicer home in their city's historic district, but something isn't right. The neighbors seem reluctant to visit. Claire can't shake the feeling that someone is watching her. Megan receives increasingly menacing and obscene texts. And James is having terrible dreams. No wonder, considering what he's seen in the center of the basement, staring at him and shuffling closer ever so slowly. Pity no one warned the family about the house. Now it's too late because the darkness at the bottom of the stairs is rising. And I'm a sucker for a good haunted house story. And what I've come to realize over the years is I love haunted house stories. Books, movies, TV episodes, but a lot of them aren't good. So let's see. I'd like to know if Bentley Little has delivered one for me. And there is our book. Again, I kind of scribed the texture and the material on the slipcase, and the book boards are the same. A rubbery sort of a texture. Not sticky, but a rubbery sort of a texture. Almost like a ball that we might have used as a kid to play a game. I don't know what you... for Foursquare or a dodgeball or something like that. And there's the spine with that hot foil stamping. So good stuff. Here we got, you can see the built-in ribbon page marker. I don't know how well you can see here, but quality Smith sewn binding from Lividian Publications. They're not cutting corners on production. They're producing quality stuff. There are our end papers. And let's show you our signature page. So mine is copy number 56 of 600. Signed by artist Dirk Berger, author Bentley Little, and Scott Nicholson. We'll talk in a second about Scott Nicholson and his contributions there on an illustrated, tipped-in signature page. I'm assuming tipped in. They typically are tipped in. But let's look through here a little bit and see what all is included. So it is illustrated by Dirk Berger. And here's the typical fare for most Lividian publications. So there is our foreword to The Haunted by Scott Nicholson. And there we go. He has signed the book as well. But typically, say that if I say it enough, it'll sink in. But usually what happens is Lividian Publications will hire an artist to make color artwork. And then in their numbered editions, they will be printed in black and white. And this is what I understand. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I don't intend to be wrong. But also typically, the lettered editions will be in color. Now, not all of them are done that way. Some artwork, I'm going to show my dumbness here. Some artwork is not originally done in color. So sometimes artwork is done in black and white. And I don't know when it is and when it isn't. But anyway, that's kind of the way I understand it. Most of the art is done in color, printed in black and white for the numbered, printed in color for the lettered editions. And the lettered editions, obviously, much more rare, more features, more expense into production, more expense on the purchase price, and therefore you get more features. But this book is just slammed full of Dirk Berger art. And I'm going to show you as many as I can. Occasionally, I'll skip past one unintentionally. But we got time. I got time anyway. I don't know about you, what you're in such a hurry for. But let's take a look and see what Dirk Berger has contributed to this edition of Bentley Little's The Haunted. Fantastic looking stuff. And I like it when an artist, I'm sure, they have the ability to look ahead and say, most of these prints will be in black and white, because there's a whole lot more numbered, 600 copies of the numbered edition, than there will be of the lettered, which would be whatever, unless it's double lettered, whatever, 50-something, 20-something. But most of the lettered editions, I know my alphabet very well, thank you, A through Z, whatever, what is it? But anyway, they look ahead and they say, most of these will be printed in black and white, so perhaps I should use an artistic style that lends itself well to black and white printing. And some of my favorite work is done in black and white. Done originally in black and white, printed in black and white, and such as that. But looking at these, they just look so good. And there's just so many illustrations. So I told you the published price, $125. And now you're paying an artist. You're paying an author. You're paying people to make books, Now you're paying an artist to make all of these, I'm assuming, original pieces of art. So the value is just fantastic. Name a publisher out there who is selling a book for $125 with all of these features. I'll wait. I know a lot of people say that, but anyway, it just isn't going to happen. So the value for the dollar is unbelievable, and what you end up with in your hand, again, fantastic stuff, and a lot of great authors. So I'm showing you a Bentley Little book here, but they've published so many fantastic authors at Lividian Publications. Some of my very favorites, Philip Fracassi and Robert McCammon, just people that when a book comes out from them guys, I buy it. And there are others. I don't want to leave people out, but some fantastic authors and more to come. So with that being said, go out and get you some. This book is sold out. Sign up for what you can sign up for. Check out Lividian Publications Patreon. And if I remember, I'll put a link in the description for that. Slide it right on in there and you can go check it out. And if there's something available that you're interested in, go for it. With that being said, I can think of no more lies to tell. So thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. Where's my stuff? Doo-doo.